Well, hello, my Instacart community. How are you doing today? Well, I did a triple batch and it was Sunday morning and I knew, be wary and I knew it had two okay tippers and the other one I knew would be zero from the beginning. I knew it would not be fun from the beginning, and I knew it would be a PIA from the beginning, and yet I still took it because I waited 45 minutes for a batch. It's just been a very long, slow week. So, anyway, I knew it was a man. I just could tell he didn't even spell his name right on his name, and I said, it's just going to be tough. And so it didn't even take me getting out of like the first section of the store to know that, like, yeah. And so I trust my intuition. But what am I going to do? It's a triple batch. I know some people have called and said they don't have time to do a triple. What are the metrics or the tips and the batch amounts for each one, or order amounts for each one, and say, can you knock off that last one? And I knew, but I said, well, I'm just going with it. I sometimes I call Sunday my charity days when I do like hideous batches. It's like I've made my nut. I'm coming out of the week. I'm not in this to make thousands and thousands, although hundreds isn't bad. But, anyway. And so he ordered everything that like was was out of stock. He didn't want a replacement, but it took a while for him to respond. He was getting the cheaper quality type items, not only store brand, but just, I just knew. And when it came to the bread section, it was just store brand, just no nutrition type bread articles. Anyway, and I knew, and I got there and he just waited, there's it was like an apartment building, but it was an old funky house. So there were, they made obviously these little shape shift apartments and just added a door and called it an apartment. And I know that it's anyway, I don't want to throw my judgment in, but anyway, I delivered it and he didn't even say thank you. So it was so weird because I wasn't going to thank him because I knew, he's just, like all the store brand stuff that was out of stock. He begrudgingly ordered a name brand thing. It was with tater tots in particular. So when I, did my how am I doing thing, I said he's either going to give me a one rating or, he's going to like commit fraud. And he did. Four missing items. And it's funny because the two that he didn't want replaced in the meat department, those would have been missing too. I just know that, right? Oh, I was hot. I was a little hot this morning. And I knew it was going to happen. I just, um sometimes it's helpful when they aren't familiar with the app. But in this case, you could tell that he was partially, you know, versatile with it. And so they put it and it's like report fraud. And it's like, yeah, you bet, fraud 101. I said that the two missing meat items would probably have been missing too had I purchased them, but they were out of stock. And I said, never match me up with this person again, please. And so anyway, we'll see. But the whole gist of this video is about trusting your intuition. And when you go into a shop, meaning the whole, picking out the food and delivering, and you just know, I call it like a good shop. When you go into that and you just know that one of them is just going to be sticky, what do you do? It just was, I was just in it, and the best that I could do was do this, keep biting my tongue. So I had, particles of tongue in my mouth, but I wasn't opening my mouth because I had buttoned it shut. And continuing along. It happens, right? And so, it's just part of the Instacart deal. I'm glad that the damage was this only so far. You never know. But like I said, I start every order with a 5-star shop in mind. And when something like this comes up, I just knew. It was just intuition. And maybe it's because I'm 70 and I haven't, I've gained a little wisdom along the way of the rocky roads. Or maybe it was like all of us would have seen this, just blatantly obvious that this guy, just from not even spelling his own name correctly, it just was, I don't know, one of those. So it was like a big whew, to deliver that food. He was last on the list. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but when you've had a rough customer, I don't even want to know what they've tipped because it would just infuriate me even more. I assume that this man has been on the receiving end of a lot of freebies, let's just put it that way, in his lifetime, a lot of gimmies in this lifetime, and so kind of, probably begrudges the service that they ask. Not trying to be judgmental, but I just felt it. Anyway, so we move on. So life is good otherwise. Yeah, I'm going to be suiting up and heading out there within an hour. I can't believe it. It's light at 6 a.m. We're going to have a taste of spring here on Cape Cod, so I'm happy. And I will continue. It's another one of, don't take it personally, that I'm having to learn. Thanks so much for being here. I need you and appreciate you all. I'll see you here the next time. Bye-bye for now.